Another time, while they were out on a date at the beach, Ebuka's mother showed up unexpectedly. He immediately shifted his focus to his mother, acting as if Cecilia wasn't even there. Cecilia complained to her friends and they advised her to leave the relationship, warning that he was a mommy's boy. But Cecilia was truly in love with him. Besides, she was 37 years old and felt lucky to have found someone who accepted her without criticizing her age. This is Chukwuebuka Roslyn, the only child of Senator Mrs. Roslyn Okoro. Her husband had abandoned her when she was 2 weeks pregnant, and no one ever heard from him again. So she made sure her son used her name as his surname, since she took on the role of both mother and father in his life. Miss Rosie was a multifaceted businesswoman. She was obsessed with her son and had vowed that nothing would come between them. She worked hard to give her only child the best and most luxurious life possible, providing him with everything he needed. Chukwuebuka, now 35 years old, was a young handsome man, but not so hardworking. His mother paid all his bills, so he did not see the need to work extra hard. Servants attended to his every need, and he moved around with escorts just like he was a governor. His mother rejected all the girls he brought home for marriage because she had secretly promised herself during his childbirth that she would find the right wife for him. She wanted a woman who would be submissive to her and would not come between her and her son. At a women's business conference, after the program, the women exchanged greetings, pleasantries, and met new people. Miss Roslyn caught a glimpse of a beautiful young lady named Cecilia. She had a nice set of teeth, was tall, and her melanin skin glowed. Cecilia was simply gorgeous. Cecilia is a businesswoman who exported and imported all kinds of jewelries, gold and diamonds. She was the third child of 4 and the breadwinner of her family. Her mother is a retired teacher, and Cecilia was also known to be a lover of God. Roslyn could not take her eyes off Cecilia, imagining that this young lady would be a perfect match for her son. She approached her. "Hi, young lady," she said. Fortunately, Cecilia recognized Mrs. Roslyn, as she was a very popular woman. After much conversation, Miss Roslyn invited Cecilia for lunch, expressing a desire to get to know her more. Cecilia agreed, promising to make time despite her busy schedules. 3 days later, Cecilia arrived at the restaurant where she was supposed to meet Miss Roslyn. Miss Roslyn arrived late, but they eventually ordered food. During the conversation, Miss Roslyn asked, "Are you married? I don't see a ring on your finger." Cecilia chuckled, "Well, ma'am, I am single." Miss Roslyn nodded, pleased that her plans seemed to be aligning. She then asked Cecilia about her age and if she had any children. Cecilia, though uncomfortable with these personal questions, answered politely. Miss Roslyn jokingly said, "If you are lucky enough to marry my son, you have to lose some weight. I can't be feeding an elephant." Cecilia's reaction was cold. She did not find the joke funny at all. After that, Miss Roslyn proposed that Cecilia meet her son. She expressed her desire for the two of them to become close and eventually become a couple. They agreed to set a date and the meeting ended. When Chukwuebuka went on the date with Cecilia, she was immediately attracted to him. Impeccable English, tone, skin, complexion, and sexy eyes won her over. They had a great time and it felt like they had known each other for years. But when it was time to pay for the food they ordered, Chukwuebuka had to call his mother to send him money. His mother then asked how much the food cost and instructed him to send the restaurant's account number instead. Chukwuebuka did as she asked. Cecilia found this behavior disgusting, but did not say anything at that time. Later, when she asked him about it, he told her, "My mother is just being economical." Another time, while they were out on a date at the beach, Ebuka's mother showed up unexpectedly. He immediately shifted his focus to his mother, acting as if Cecilia wasn't even there. Cecilia complained to her friends and they advised her to leave the relationship, warning that he was a mommy's boy. But Cecilia was truly in love with him. Besides, she was 37 years old and felt lucky to have found someone who accepted her without criticizing her age. 2 days before Ebuka's birthday, he and Cecilia had planned to spend the day together, as he had been busy working for his mother and had not had much time for her. Cecilia decided to throw a surprise party for him. She invited some of her friends and a few of his friends. They cooked a lot of food and decorated the place. Ebuka was supposed to meet her at her house to celebrate. When he arrived, he was welcomed by Cecilia, her friends and his friends, all singing happy birthday to him. But just then, his phone rang. It was his mother, calling him to meet her at a car garage where she wanted to buy him a new car for his birthday. Ebuka looked at Cecilia with pity, gave her a quick kiss and promised to make it up to her. He then left to meet his mother, despite Cecilia's effort to stop him. She felt hurt and sat down as her friends tried to console her. His friends, however, left angrily. Ebuka got to the garage and picked his favorite car, but his mother bought it in her own name. Cecilia and Chukwuebuka dated for 2 years, and she began pressuring him to marry her. But he seemed reluctant to propose. She could not understand why. He loved her, was ready enough to start a family, and she was doing well enough to be a supportive wife also. Yet he did not act like he intended to marry her, despite constantly professing his love. One cool evening, Cecilia woke up to a text message from Mrs. Rosling, asking her to meet at her office the next day. When Cecilia arrived, Rosling's face wasn't welcoming. She handed Cecilia a diamond wedding ring, an expensive one, and told her to put it on. Then she instructed Cecilia to move into her mansion immediately, saying, "You are now married to my son." Cecilia was in shock. This wasn't the kind of marriage she had imagined with Ebuka. How was she supposed to live with him and his mother in the same house, especially after all the stories she had heard about controlling mothers-in-law like Miss Rosling? But if she refused, her relationship with Chukwuebuka would be over. She stared at the ring, confused and unsure of what to do. To be continued. What do you think Cecilia should do? Drop your comments in the comment section. The most thrilling part of the story is yet to be unveiled. Bye. See you in the next story. Bye.